Bing bong. That's what's not weird. We're live. Oh my gosh, we're live. Guys. Welcome back. Everybody's here. It's been a long time. Luckily, our viewers / listeners have gotten some episodes here and there, but we have not done this in over a month. I think that's the longest we've gone without getting together to record.
I think so.
What have you guys been doing with your time off?
Lots of traveling.
Nothing. Tough to say. Lots of travel, which I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
Finished a class of mine. Now I'm on a
Kenny,
break.
we didn't just travel for you.
Okay,
yeah, that's
Mister.
crazy.
Let's make it all about me right away.
Let's drop it. We'll come back to it because it'll be part of my big on if you guys let me have one tonight. But hey, everyone, welcome to the CineBoiz podcast, part of the Cork Bats podcast network. If you don't know what Cork Bats is, be sure to follow them on social media at Cork Bats on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and be sure to check out corkbats.com. You can also go to youtube.com/corkbats. That's our YouTube page. Our latest review of Weird, the Al Yankovic story, is up on the Cork Bats website, corkbats.com. And we're going to have, I think, 3 new reviews coming out this week. A lot going on. But we are the CineBoiz, the movie, TV, gaming branch of Cork Bats. You can follow us here on Twitch to watch us live when we do record every month. And keep up with us on social media at CineBoiz, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also join our Discord, which I think the link below works. I should probably check that. Guys, happy American Fancy Rat and Mouse Day to all who celebrate.
I don't have a lot to say about that one.
What differentiates a rat or mouse from a fancy rat or mouse?
This seems like
One's rich, one's poor.
Yeah, well, obviously, Kenny. But
White collar rats, I get it.
This sounds like it should just be called Happy National Ratatouille Day, and we'll call it
But that's a food.
Yeah, but it's also the rat guy, who I thought was a mouse as a kid, and then was disappointed to find out was a rat later on.
I'm so sorry, dude.
That's a little bit about me. Let's get on with it, though.
That's some childhood trauma.
The movie's
Are
not
you
called
talking about
Mouse-a-tooie.
Ratatouille? Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, Ratatouille.
Ratatouille came out. Wait, I don't. Okay, we don't.
What
need to
other
get into
movie is a rat
It was like
controlling
15
a
years
human?
old.
I mean, maybe.
I don't
But,
think there is
There's a
any
lot
other
of
one.
them.
The words rat is in the title.
Let's not get into it too deeply, okay? Let's not break it down for everybody.
Our first week back, and we're having an argument about.
That's like me
Ratatouille.
going to Clifford the Big
I
Red
see.
Dog and expecting it to be about a cat.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a good explanation for you.
Well, our chat is popping. K Mingo's in the chat. Jonesy Joe's in the chat. Molly's in the chat. Everybody, so good to see you. We're so glad that even after over a month of not streaming, you haven't forgotten about us. We really appreciate that.
I almost forgot about us, if we're being frank.
I did too. I had so much going on. But I am Kenny. I'm one of the co-hosts of the CineBoiz podcast, and I am joined, as always, by my 3 co-hosts. Let's start with Tom. Tom, how are you?
I am great. How are you?
Baby watch.
Baby watch.
So there is a chance
2022.
that you
watch.
might have to hop off the stream.
This is true. Conditions are ripening as we speak. Could get interrupted.
Okay.
So we'll
I
see.
I don't know why I hate that so much.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
are
well.
ripening.
Man.
I don't know if that's Well, I actually really hope it happens. I think one, that would be so
That would be
great.
exciting.
We're all very excited for you guys, but also great content. If Tom were to be yanked from the podcast because he has to go have a baby.
It's possible it might not be for a few more days. We'll just have to wait and
We'll
see.
We'll see. Well, I'm going to throw out a guess. I think it's going to happen tomorrow.
Ooh, yeah. Are we all putting
That's
in
very
our
possible.
names
Yeah,
in?
everyone throw in bets.
November 13th, 2022 is the day that Tom becomes a dad.
I'd like to throw out Tuesday. Whatever day that is.
Tuesday's Tuesday.
Tuesday's Tuesday.
Tuesday is Tuesday.
15th, I believe.
So I reserve all Tuesdays.
Rata Tuesday.
Mob, isn't your birthday coming up?
No.
It is. What if it's on Mob's birthday?
That'd be
That
great.
would be-
Is it 18th?
It could be.
Exciting.
Yes, it's
it's
the 18th.
definitely the 18th.
All right.
November 17th.
All right. Cool. Well, Tom, what are you big on?
That's talking birthdays.
That's great. Today, I am big on a little movie called the excuse me, The Banshees of Inisherin. I went and saw it last night. Very good.
So good.
Had a great time. The first half is very actually. I was surprised at how much I laughed at it,
It's so funny.
and then it does get dark and heavy in the second half. But it's a great movie. I'd recommend it.
It is a very simple premise,
Mm-hmm.
but it is so layered and like
Yes.
it's so I don't know. It's so great. Our review of that will be coming either today or tomorrow. So just be on lookout for that on corkbats.com.
It's on the docket to see today.
Also
It is.
so
Yeah,
excited.
go to it. I'm also trying to get to Tar before this baby arrives, but I
Who
might
is
not get
this
to it.
guy?
Man,
Who is this Tom Brad?
I'm just trying to crank stuff out before
you got
I'm
a
a
lot
little
to
bit
get out of the
limited.
way before you have that baby, bro.
Mhm.
is Banshees same director as In Bruges? Martin
Yes.
Three
McDonagh?
Billboards, yes.
Yes.
Oh baby.
So if you
Yeah,
liked
it's
either
so
one,
exciting.
and Seven Psychopaths, and if you liked any of those, I
Man.
think you're gonna like this movie.
All movies I enjoyed greatly.
Yeah.
I actually didn't care for In Bruges for the first time I saw it.
never
Oh,
seen it.
Tom. What?
That was also like 14 years ago. So my
Go watch it, Ken. You're
tastes have
gonna like
probably
it.
changed.
Yeah, grown up
You're
Tom
gonna
would
like it.
probably like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to see it.
It's
Is it on a
great.
streaming platform currently? Does anyone know?
I don't know.
I don't know that.
And there's no way of finding out.
There's really
No.
no way.
And
we don't
I'd
have
like
any
to not
access
find
to
out.
information.
I'd like to
these
be
days.
That's what makes
impregnated
us
with wonder.
special.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kay agrees with me. Tom, you being ripped away from the stream to have a baby would be great content. So, but it's not going to happen today. It's happening tomorrow. So,
It is not available
Yeah,
on
you
any
can
streaming services. You can
rent
rent
it.
it on
Oh,
Amazon
damn.
Prime.
well, damn it.
Well, I'm close enough.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll rent it. I
You
got money.
can't spare that $2.99. You're married now.
Not in this economy.
In
Am
this
I right?
economy, rent a
this
movie.
economy? No. I made a joke the other day at Target because I dropped a nickel, and like I picked it up. I like went back to pick it up because I noticed I dropped it, and I said something to the effect of, "You mean leave a nickel on the ground in this economy?" It got a laugh. Well, cool, Tom. We're glad you're here.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, it's exciting to see you, and we missed you. So we're glad you're here. Let's
And
move
I
on.
do.
Mr. Mob. Mr. Nashville Mob. I paused for a howdy, didn't get it. Nashville Mob.
And we
Howdy.
will not.
Howdy!
There it is. Glad you're
I
here.
feel like you normally ask like what's
Yeah,
up or how's it
I feel
going?
like there
and you
was a
just said
second-
Nashville Mob, and so I was
Just said
waiting
his
for
name.
it.
Well, apparently
And then I
dropped the ball
realized, you were waiting for it, and I wasn't gonna say it because the awkward pause was more fun for me.
then. Many apologies, sir.
I like
Well, let
some
me
good
ask you
dead
this.
air.
What are you big on?
I don't know. I actually didn't have anything. So I'll just say, I don't know. I'm big on Nashville right now.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's just a great city.
Last place you ate, restaurant wise, go, and then tell me what you ate and what it's called and if it was good.
I don't know.
That's all
I'm
one
thinking
question.
more of the fact that like the week of Kenny's wedding, I went to a Titans game, a Preds game, and a concert at the Ryman, and it was all just wonderful.
Mm.
And in that was peppered a 24-hour trip to Austin, Texas.
Yeah,
How
That's
many
awesome.
hours were you in Texas? Was it less than 24?
it was slightly over 24.
36.
It was probably more like 26.
Mm.
But
Cool.
So Ken, that the peach tortilla, is that what it's called?
Yes.
They have one of those in the Austin airport, and I was like, Kenny said that was good. Phenomenal.
Okay, so that's good to hear
Wait, I
because
think I ate there too. That sounds familiar.
yeah, it's good in the airport, but it's the airport, so
Right.
you got to come back and you got to come over,
Eat
and
the
then we'll
real
walk
peach
across the
tortilla.
street and go to Peach Tortilla. So
Mhm. No, that's what I was saying. Like, so I know that it's airport, right? Like,
Yeah.
anything you get in the airport's not going to be as good. Like Chick-fil-A
But-
in the airport isn't as good. But I think it was the beef taco that I had was really, really good.
I had the breakfast taco and it was tasty.
Austin,
now you
baby.
compare anything to Lambert Airport in St. Louis, it's just gonna be like,
Yeah.
man, this airport rocks. And I will say about Austin, it's been a few years since I've been in that airport, and it looks like they've totally redone
Oh, yeah.
most of it.
Mhm.
Quite
It's
nice.
very nice.
They've completely redone it. Yeah, it's really cool. And like all the food in the Austin airport is local, so it's not like chains.
Right.
Classic Austin.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I love talking airports with the fellas.
Airport boys.
Airport
Flight
corner.
boys. Oh man. Well, Mob, glad you're here, man. Really appreciate you showing up and coming and all that good stuff. It was great. Kevin, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. What are you big on?
Two things. One, Twitter's demise. Hilarious. I think we can all agree.
I love it.
I've had the time of my life watching it melt down the
It's
last
so confusing and
4
great.
days.
Yeah.
It happened so quick.
Like we went from just everybody like, hey, buddy, this is a bad idea, to him doing it, everyone seeing it's a bad idea for multiple. Like at first it was funny, Nintendo tweeting out Mario giving the finger.
Yeah.
Hilarious. But then you got multi-billion-dollar corporations losing billions of dollars on the stock market because we're talking about insulin and we're talking about defense contracts, and it's just been, I've had the best time. I'm just watching all of it. I like when the little guy gets to affect the big guy for once. And
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
think
pretty
Elon
cool.
Musk would be the one to help us do it, but here we are.
Yeah. It's as if Elon Musk bought the Titanic,
Yeah.
but he's also the iceberg.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
It's
And it feels like we're at the point in the Titanic where everyone's been informed that they've hit an iceberg, but they're not like, oh, it's going down. We're still kind of like
We're
running
afloat.
around, taking care of business, acting like it's going to matter when really you should be getting off the boat now.
yeah.
So,
So
I like a good stinking ship.
Yeah. And then the iceberg is yelling that it's at us, that it's our fault.
Yeah.
So it's
You
great.
wanted this.
I
Yeah.
just
Or
I
$8,
love that.
please.
I love that it's like, hey, he was like, we're gonna do this, and everyone's like, that's a bad idea, and he goes, no, we're just gonna throw stuff against the wall. Some of it's gonna work, some of it's gonna not, and everyone was like, well, that's not gonna work, and he goes,
Yeah.
no, we're still gonna throw it against the wall.
Yeah.
And
Just
it's like
went in
there's no
blindly.
stickiness on there, like it's not gonna work, it's gonna fall right away, and he's like, no, we're gonna do it, and then companies lose billions of dollars.
Instant.
And
And you
just
know what?
launch a handful of pebbles at the wall, and they're just going to bounce right off.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I think there's a common complaint about Twitter that it doesn't reflect, society's, how we actually view things, and, a lot speaking for the majority. But this is Twitter affecting the world in a real way I can actually get behind. Insulin should be cheaper. That's all I'm going to say. Second, I'm big on Andor. If you're not watching Andor, I don't know what you're.
So
Haven't seen
good.
it yet. It looks
Best thing
Same.
Star Wars has put out
Since Rogue One.
since 19 and in 40 years, maybe. I don't
Wow.
know.
Wow.
I think it's better than Rogue One.
So it is
Wow.
better than Rogue One. Here's the thing. Here's why I enjoy it so much is because the show itself could exist outside of the Star Wars universe. Like
Okay.
it works outside of the Star Wars universe. It just happens to be inside of it.
If you didn't
Like-
know anything about Star Wars, you would still
you
would
wouldn't
probably
care that it's
enjoy it-
Star Wars.
You would probably enjoy it on a 9 out of 10 level instead of a 10 out of a 10 level.
Right.
Because
It's
there's
high praise.
there's things that you can like, oh, I know that and I know that, and there's little Easter eggs. But
Like you
the
could
fact
slap
that you don't need all the action for it to be, it's what the original prequels wanted to be, with all the intergalactic Senate talk and all this stuff. And it's just so good. I
Nice.
can't stop thinking about it.
it's a heist show, it's jail breakout show, it's like it's all these things combined. Like I feel like it goes in 3 episode spurts of like different stories within the same story. It's just really good, and yeah, it's the best, one of the best things on
Andy
streaming right
Serkis,
now.
man, holy smokes!
So
I love
good.
Andy Serkis.
He's the best.
For a man whose face isn't on the screen as much as a lot of great actors, he doesn't get the praise that he deserves for being a great actor.
I will say something funny about his role is in the most recent episode. You could hear some Gollum coming through when he was getting worked up a little bit, and I was like, I love this. If you're not watching Andor,
Disney
And
Plus.
you don't have to be a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Just get in on it.
My
now.
mom wants to know where's it streaming, and then the mop, you answered the question. So there
Disney
you
Plus.
go. You can
Disney
check it out on
Plus.
Disney Plus.
Mhm.
All right. Well,
Get after it.
Kevin,
Don't
man,
waste any time.
glad you're here, dude. Really happy.
And
to
it
have
also
you.
just makes me really mad about Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. The contrast between the two is unbelievable. It's like they spent like a weekend making Obi-Wan versus Obi-Wan looks like a high school film project compared to this. It's unbelievable. I'm not kidding. It's so bad.
Okay.
The writing,
bad.
the acting, the story.
The difference in acting is the gap is the Grand Canyon.
But what about like the fan service? Does it like cater to what I want?
I'll kill you, Kenny.
Let's.
No.
Yeah.
Shut up, nerd.
Is it
Shut
like
up. Yeah, exactly.
Is it as
Shut
good
up, nerd.
as Rise of Skywalker because it retconned Jedi or Last Jedi?
It's better than
Shut up,
Last
nerds.
Jedi.
I think it's a top. I mean, I think it's a top 2 or 3 show of the year. Period. Like,
Okay.
give it the Emmys now.
Give it the Emmys.
Ooh,
Give it
give
the
it the
Emmy.
Globes. Give it the Emmys. Give it everything.
That's what I say.
All right.
It's really good.
Well, Kev, I'm glad you're here,
I'm
man.
just caught up in the moment, maybe, but also
That's
give
okay.
it the Emmy.
It's all right. Don't worry about it. We're good. Well, cool, guys. Glad you're here. I'm just gonna share what I'm big on. I got
Yeah,
married.
please.
Boop. There it is. I got a ring on. It was a lot of fun.
Mazel tov.
We had a really good time. Everybody came down and partied, and it was over really quickly, which is I guess how most weddings go. But we had a great time. It was a lot of fun. Kevin, were you gonna say something?
Yes.
Yeah.
The thing I'm big on 2.0 or maybe 3.0, Kenny's wedding. It was great.
All right.
Let me say this. I wish every wedding would be like Kenny's wedding. The wedding was over in 10 minutes, and then it was just an awesome hangout sesh.
Yeah, it was.
There
it
was no
perfect.
terrible structure. We weren't confined to tables. You could just do whatever you wanted for the 3 hours we had allotted, and it was the most fun I've had at a wedding in a long time. And I'm not just saying that because I know you.
Yeah.
I'll also
Because it was
say
actually fun.
I'm big on eating cake on the dance floor.
Dude, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
It
There's
was a
no
nice
rules.
contained
There's
dance.
no
I
yeah.
did that, and it
Yeah.
was perfect.
No
Seems
rules at my wedding.
like it would upset my stomach a little bit.
No.
Well,
you
see,
gotta
Tom-
take the dancing down.
Tom,
a
you go
couple
harder than I
notches.
do on the dance floor.
Well, I just want to put out there, I didn't get any of the wedding cake,
Oh,
and I'm
it
still
was good
kind of.
cake.
I'm still
I
kinda
didn't get any
sour
of
about it.
mine either.
It's okay.
Yeah,
I didn't get
bullshit.
any wedding cake at my wedding or any donuts.
I didn't
I
get
didn't
any
get a donut
cake. I didn't get
at
any
your wedding
pie.
either.
I can confirm that one person at the wedding had 5 pieces of cake, so that's why I didn't get a piece of cake. I'm not gonna say who this person is.
Someone we know?
Well, you met him.
Okay.
And mom
Alright.
says the cocktails. The cocktails were good. Apparently, I didn't have any, but apparently they were good.
I still can't
I think
get
I
over
had
5
8
pieces.
Topo
That's
Chicos.
that's a lot of cake.
I had a lot.
Love a good bubbly
Jake went and bought me because I went to the bar and I wanted a Red Bull. I was like, surely it's my wedding. They have Red Bull, and they didn't. So Jake went down to a gas station and got like a tall boy Red Bull. It was like 20 ounces. I did
Bob
not
and Jake
sleep.
just disappeared for 20 minutes for a while.
Yeah.
And came back with a Red Bull.
I like, dude, it was bad. Like I did not sleep. Like basically, it was like 4 nights in a row of like no sleep because
Was
like
your heart racing?
yeah. Well, I mean, the night before, obviously we're getting ready and like we got family in town and it's like a lot going on, a lot to think about, so you don't sleep. Second night, I'm jacked up on Red Bull. We don't get home till like midnight, and so like again, don't sleep. So that the day after the wedding, that night, I finally got like some good sleep, and it was like I was dead the next day. It was awful, but I made it. I made it through, and I'm married. So check it out. And also, we don't have them yet, but we got some of the pictures. Like our photographer sent us like a couple. She said, "Hey, this is what we're working on so far," and they're good. Like I look really good, and it's not like
Agreed.
I didn't do it. It's God. God did it through this photographer. Like
Big on God this week.
yeah, thank you, God. And then Kay said, "Did they send you the cake you eat on your 10-year anniversary?" I've never heard it. You eat it on a 10-year anniversary.
I thought it was
One,
1
you
year.
added
One.
a 0.
Yeah.
10 is
10
like,
would be
That's
I mean, you
long
freeze it
time
for a
cake to
year.
just sit in a freezer.
Yeah.
Did anyone here eat? We didn't do that. We didn't freeze anything.
He did.
No.
That was the first time I had my cake.
Well, here's
Oh,
the
yeah,
problem. There's none left because somebody
Mm.
ate 5 pieces and I didn't get any.
I had wedding pie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
had
weren't
some
gonna, we
pies
weren't
left
going to
over,
freeze that.
but
I
they
don't like cake that much. And it was around Thanksgiving, so we had a bunch of pie and cookies.
yeah, we had pies left over, but they didn't last very long, even in the freezer. I was shocked.
Well, I mean, that's what we're big on, everybody. So we're all
This,
glad you're here.
Unfortunately for all the listeners, we're all taken now officially.
Yeah,
So,
sorry. All married. Gotta wait till one of us gets a divorce.
Okay.
Really hope not.
Wish you hadn't have said that, but all right, we'll move on.
Well, I had this joke I was going to say at the wedding, but I didn't get the chance to. I was like, well, now that we're married,
We were
going to
joke about divorce.
Yeah,
at
we
the
can
wedding?
finally do the one thing that unmarried people can't do: get a divorce. And then I just drop the mic and walk away, and then upset like
That would have
family
been.
members.
Yeah, Grandma would have fainted.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I would have heard that
Flipped
from
out.
her for Christmas. Anyways, guys, we are a movie podcast first and foremost, and it's been a while, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Debatable.
Well, we do. It's not up for
I was
debate.
talking about the movie podcast part. Debatable.
Oh
We
yeah,
just
we're
talked
not really.
about marriage for 30 minutes.
We're just
Yeah.
like 4 dudes in a basement just talking about nonsense.
Except I'm upstairs. So
Yeah, we don't
I'm-
have basements in Austin. Sorry.
Tom and I are in basements.
I can't afford a basement in Nashville.
You have an upper level.
Yeah, dude.
You have an upstairs.
Yeah,
that
but
feel?
like, so
It's basically the same thing.
we got Kate and I went our separate ways this weekend.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
And no, like she went to Chicago, I went to St. Louis, and when we came back, there were 6 wasps in our place. So like, that's
Ooh.
what I'm dealing with.
Okay, here's a question. Were
White
there wasps?
Anglo-Saxon Protestants were in your house?
Those bastards!
Mm-hmm. I don't know how they got in.
Yeah.
Were they
We killed them.
were they wasps? Were they really slow and dumb?
I don't know, man. They're
Because
big old things that
I
scared the
think they
crap
might have
out of
been
me.
dirt or mud daubers, which look like wasps but are not dangerous. They're just big, dumb, slow, like wasp-looking things that like get in the ground and then get in your house. Because we have those too.
Yeah, no, that's
For a
not
long
it,
time,
bruh.
I was terrified.
Yeah, no, that's not it, bruh.
They
You
were
follow
they were
us.
fast and scary.
Yeah, man.
You can follow us
All right.
at Wasp Boys.
Yeah. Drop your hottest wasp take.
Yeah,
in the
hot
comments.
wasp takes,
We're the
please.
wasps.
All right, well let's get into it, guys. Let's there's really
messing
one thing
around.
I've been wanting to talk about
Penny.
in the month that we haven't had a chance to like sit down and talk, and that's about Jonathan Majors.
Oh my
Ooh-wee.
He is. Oof.
What a sexy man. Look
Yeah,
at this
you know,
photo.
I'm married, but if I wasn't,
Good Lord, he's beautiful.
the Creed trailer, holy moly.
Yeah, so we're getting
I can't
all
wait.
this stuff with Jonathan Majors coming up. Like Devotion is coming out this week or this month. I don't know how good that will be, but it looks pretty good.
It looks really good.
But then we also in 2023 we're gonna get Creed 3 with Jonathan Majors in it. We're also gonna get Ant-Man 3 with Jonathan Majors as the villain. It's been confirmed that he's gonna play Dennis Rodman in a Dennis
Hell
Rodman
yeah.
biopic.
Goodness.
That's
gracious.
gonna be
So much
awesome.
sense.
I can't remember an actor going from 0 to 60 like this in a while.
Yeah.
He's
It's just overnight almost.
he's
I mean, I
getting
know he
into
was in
that-
Loki, but
he's getting into that like Adam Driver level for me. Where like
Yeah.
if he's
Whoa.
in something, like I have to see
I don't
it.
think he's been in enough stuff yet.
I don't know, dude. I don't
Like
know.
in a big way.
But like what he's been in,
You're you're
Phenomenal.
right. I just feel Adam Driver was much more of a slow build for me personally.
Yeah. Well, we went-
Majors felt like he just popped it overnight. out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
kind of. Well, we went and saw Banshees last night, me and the wife, and that sounded weird. And
Old ball and chain.
they showed a trailer for Creed 3 before the movie, and like she leans over to me after, and she's like, "I don't know who's more attractive." Like if it's Michael B. Jordan or Jonathan Majors. And in that moment, I felt sorry for her that she's living in this like, just kind of a
Wishy-washy.
yeah, like
She's
somewhere
torn.
in between. Like I know
Definitely
for
Jonathan
sure.
Majors.
I mean,
I
I
know
think,
for sure it's Jonathan Majors. Look at this dude again.
but most attractive
Bam.
movie I can think of, like just from the 2 leads, name a more attractive starting 2.
That's true.
Can you?
Can't. You just can't. Yeah, so I'm excited.
I'll
And-
wait.
Yeah, and then of course he's a great actor. Like, yes, he's hot, but he's like probably he's so interesting too. Like, if you ever like listen to an interview with him or anything like that, like he's super thoughtful and like artistic and just cool. And so
he kind of gives me a little bit of like Tom Hardy vibes, a little bit in the way that he is just like probably not going to joke around too much. Just the coolest guy ever, effortlessly. Just like, man, I want to be that guy.
Yeah, it's hard to be that guy. Let me tell you. I thought they would get a bigger laugh, anyways.
That was good.
I wasn't paying attention. I was distracted by
Jonathan Majors.
Man.
Is it Laura? Is it Laura? Do you need to go?
No.
Oh,
I was distracted by the handsomeness on my screen.
Oh yeah. He's beautiful. Good God.
Mob weigh in. Scale of 1 to 10.
11.
Yeah.
Look, so the okay, when the trailer came out, it was the week of Taylor Swift, so my mind was fully set on Taylor Swift.
Get it?
And then the pictures leaked, and I was like, what? Oh nope, Taylor Swift. And then the full trailer leaked, and I forgot Taylor Swift existed because I was full on Jonathan Majors.
Talking about Taylor Swift real quick.
Sure.
This just had another quick Kenny wedding note. A lot of Taylor Swift at the wedding on the dance floor. And one of the funniest parts about the night was, so clearly we had Cat songs and Kenny songs. And it turns out we had been playing Cat songs for the first 2/3 of the night. And then there was a definite switch.
Huge.
And you were
switch.
like, holy moly, this is Kenny's playlist now.
Yeah.
went
It was,
from-
well, so it wasn't anything sophisticated when it came to the music. It was an iPhone hooked up to a sound system.
As God intended.
Through a Spotify playlist that we made. And I told the lady, and this is not a dig on her at all. She did a fantastic job. Like, everybody who was involved with the venue, like to the photographer, to like everybody was like perfect. Did a fantastic job.
Wedding venue was cute as a button.
Yeah. It was like, I was telling people, listeners probably won't get this, but it was literally like a nice version of an East Campus dance party.
It was.
It was like a fancy East Campus
Perfect
dance
way
party.
to put it.
But they were supposed to put the music on shuffle, and they just didn't. They just pressed play, which is, I get it. They're busy. And so it was a lot of Catherine, and then towards the end of the night, it's just switched into like trap music and like old school rap.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was a good time.
Return of the Mac.
But guys, this isn't Kenny's wedding podcast. Damn.
No, I just keep thinking of notes, and I want the listeners to know how fun it was.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to
Jonathan Majors. So like I said, he's going to be playing Kang the Conqueror. He's already been in the MCU. He showed up in Loki, but he is going to be like the main baddie.
I've never rooted
and
for a
we've
villain
kind of talked
before.
about it a lot on this podcast, but like the MCU seems like it's kind of gone like as of late.
Yeah. Phase 4 has been a dead.
Right. But do you guys think, let me ask, do you think we're coming out of that? Do you think we're about to, we just went down into that valley and we're about to start coming back up to the peak with the MCU?
I don't know. I think Black Panther's kind of its own thing at this point.
Yeah.
I just expect it to be good because of, well, Ryan Coogler. He's phenomenal, and so I kind of set that apart because this is kind of a, yes, I understand it's going to push the MCU forward and stuff like that, but it also feels like it's its own thing right now with the weight of what it is. So I don't know.
I saw Black Panther yesterday, and very good, very emotional first half hour, obviously. And I totally agree with that. It was kind of refreshing not to have to be thinking about how does this tie into X, Y, and Z the whole time.
Yeah.
They had a couple things as they always do, but it was very much self-contained in the Wakanda universe, which was nice.
Goodness.
And I think it was better for that because you could kind of focus on singular storylines and not have to be concerned with 10
What
things
happened
at
5
once.
years ago?
Yeah, thinking about like, all right, did I see Age of Ultron? Was that the crappy one? Was that the good one? That kind of stuff. And I think you're right. I do think it's kind of going to be a contained universe. And I'm not necessarily sure it's going to change the trajectory of where Marvel's going.
But did it give you enough fan service?
There was plenty of fan service, my
Yeah.
friend.
I want cameos. and tie-ins.
There was a couple cameos. Nothing
I want
crazy.
Edward Norton as the Hulk. Sorry.
There was one main cameo, but mostly it was just
Sorry.
verbal meme, crying, screaming, salute.
All right. Well, that's good stuff.
But
So,
yeah,
I,
back to your question.
right. So with Black Panther coming out, it's getting great reviews. Haven't seen it personally. Going to see it today. I want to think that like MCU just kind of does this. Like it kind of goes into a valley for a little bit and then it comes back out. So maybe with this, maybe with Ant-Man, we're getting maybe come out of that. I mean, Jonathan Majors.
I think you're right.
Hubba.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Like
What really made MCU take off at the second half of, I guess it was phase 2, or was it which one? Was phase 3 the ending of Thanos?
dude, I can't keep track.
I don't know.
I think this
It's
is
when-
Let's not talk in phases.
Nah.
I think-
when Thanos was introduced is when MCU started to go up again. It was building towards this big climax, and we didn't really have something tying the universes together post Thanos. And I think this is going to be it. And so I kind of hope we get another, style of bring everybody together to fight the big bad boy. Except I might be rooting for Jonathan Majors in this instance because cool
I
as
think
hell.
the Spider-Man No Way Home phenomenal. Like,
Yes.
but that also kind of stands alone
in a
on its,
vacuum. Yeah.
because of everything that was in it. And then after that, it's just kind of like, okay, so where is this going?
Right.
They haven't had a clear direction yet. And I think you're right, Kevin. They haven't had like, what are we fighting against? And so
they
with
haven't had a
Ant-Man,
time together.
I mean, they introduced it in Loki, right? Like at the end of Loki,
Very
it's kind of
brief,
like,
though.
okay, this is going to be, but then they never went back to it.
Right. They didn't
It
address
hasn't
and
been
that's-
addressed
And
since.
that's
What's
the other hard part too,
been
is that
since?
now they're like connecting the shows with the movies, and like that's just a lot of content to try to keep track of. And I don't
The
really
show's
wanna
making
do all
it
that.
harder.
Yeah.
I haven't watched She-Hulk. I haven't
I don't
watched
really plan on it either.
Miss Marvel.
But
I don't know.
It's funny though because like yes, there is like an immediate reaction to where I don't want to watch those things, but everything you hear like review wise and like all that says that
I've
they're
heard good
pretty
things.
good. So I don't know.
It's a time thing. I can watch a single movie.
It's
To
time-
get caught up with
yeah.
a whole series is more daunting.
And it's just like, with like 6 to 8 episodes a season, like that's just a lot of story to try to remember for whenever a movie that ties
What's
into
the
that
most-
story comes out.
What's the most recent Marvel movie pre-Black Panther? I can't even think of it.
Thor.
Thor?
Thor.
Thor.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know Tom liked it, but to me it was a disappointment.
Well, okay.
Thor 4?
I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
it was fine.
I didn't
Fine
think it
is-
was great though.
They over
It just didn't do much.
they
for me.
over Taika'd us. We
Yeah.
OD'd on Taika a little bit.
You hate to see it because he's great.
Yeah.
But
But I
yeah,
hope
He's
this,
great.
I think you're right. I think he will present more of a direction we can move towards, whether that's good or bad, who knows. But I think we need that uniting presence behind a bad boy.
speaking of uniting presences behind bad boys, let's just switch gears here. Let's talk about DC. Big DC fans, all of us. I know Tom is for sure. But a lot of DC news coming out in the past like 3-4 weeks, where essentially James Gunn is the co-CEO or co-head of DC Studios, and Henry Cavill's coming back as Superman. So that being said, are you guys interested? Are you excited? Are you I don't give a shit? Like, where are you on the spectrum of excitement for DC films moving forward?
The same I was before.
If they end up being good, that's great. I'm just gonna not get hyped until that happens. But I'm also not like a big Superman fan.
But yeah, I've always been more of a Batman boy.
It's
Yeah.
hard to be a Superman fan when he's like perfect.
Yeah,
Like,
he's like
he's-
the ultimate superhero.
Right, he can
And
do
what was
everything.
the last good Superman movie?
I like
don't-
Man of Steel kind
Yeah.
of.
I thought
It
the
was
first
okay.
Henry
Fine.
Cavill was decent.
I
will say-
like Snyder's Justice League kind of.
It was again fine.
It was
But-
fine.
Here's-
Go ahead, Mob. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say my take with James Gunn. Obviously he's done some great stuff, and he's done some good stuff within the DC universe. I enjoyed Suicide Squad, and I enjoyed Peacemaker. But
It was great.
at the same time, we just complained about Thor being over Taika. Is DC going to get over James Gunn?
Over
It's
Gunn?
not like, so Guardians of the Galaxy was wonderful, great. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, bit of a disappointment. So it's not like he's been great with following up on secondary stuff even within Marvel.
Could not agree more. Could not agree
So
more.
that doesn't move the needle for me.
I also a bit of news that affected by this is I liked a lot of people didn't love it, but I really liked the show The Witcher, and I'm very disappointed that Henry will not be coming back as the lead, because I read the books and
Nerd.
I thought the show was pretty good. I really enjoyed the first 2 seasons. And who's replacing him? I don't even remember.
It's Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah, I just
So Chris's little brother.
we're Hemsworth guys, but
We're pro
wrong
Hemsworth.
Hemsworth.
We're pro Chris Hemsworth and Luke.
I think there's something to be said
still out
about.
on Liam.
Yeah, I think there's
I
something to be
mean,
said.
what's Liam done besides being Katniss's boyfriend?
Yeah.
Nothing.
He was in that
Independence Day
what was-
Resurgence?
He was in that
Oh,
Quibi
God.
movie.
The Quibi.
Remember Quibi?
R.I.P.
I think there's something to be said about Henry Cavill though, because I really like Henry Cavill. I
think
him
he's
as
great.
Superman. So it is tough, like when you're gonna lose Henry Cavill from your one of your top Netflix shows. Like you can't really replace
That
him.
sucks.
Like,
Yeah,
look, he's so beautiful. He's a really good
beautiful.
actor.
He's a Chiefs fan.
He's a huge Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
He also put a video on YouTube of him building a gaming PC, and
He's
it's
a
like
he's an actual nerd.
he's just
Actual
he's a nerd
for sure.
and he
He's a
loves the
regular
Chiefs.
guy.
Like he should be on this podcast.
He's all yeah.
We're
honestly,
putting it out
and he's,
there.
By all accounts, one of the good ones in Hollywood. Every story you hear about him, it's like everybody loves him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He was supposed to originally play Edward in the Twilight movies.
Thank goodness he didn't. Thank
Yeah,
goodness.
because
Now I love Henry Cavill, but we know that actors can't save these franchises because they're totally dependent on direction and so many other things. I think he can improve it a little bit. I'll be happy to see him as Superman, get some consistent Superman
consistency. I think.
Yeah.
Well, here's a question I was going to ask you guys, kind of bringing it back to DC. But what do you think it would take for you to actually drink the DC Kool-Aid and want to get into it?
So can I
great
relate
movie.
this? Can I relate this kind of to Spotify?
Yeah.
In the sense that Spotify came out first. I love Spotify. I use it, and then you got Apple Music and all these other things that are kind of like it. But I'm still always just going to go back to Spotify, no matter how good that is. I
Yeah.
feel like that's Marvel is Spotify, and all these other DC or whatever is
Good.
Apple Music. I'm
Spotify
just not
is
gonna.
just objectively better, by the way.
I'm
Yeah.
too
It is.
ingrained in Spotify. It's better, and I'm just not going to switch over, no matter what they do to try to get me.
You got all your playlists in Spotify already, and if you switch over to
Yeah.
Apple Music, it's you got
It's
to
all gone.
recreate them all.
I already switched from iTunes to Spotify, and that was one of the biggest nightmares
Like-
of my entire lifetime.
Yeah.
I get Amazon Prime Music free,
Yep.
but I still would rather pay for Spotify.
Well,
Yes.
let's be clear.
If you use Amazon Prime Music, you're a psychopath.
It's trash. Let's
don't
just go ahead.
trust you.
I don't
I-
care if Jeff Bezos is listening to this. Apple or Amazon Music is garbage.
Probably, but I get it
Worse
for
than
free, and I'm
everything else.
still willing to pay whatever I pay a month for Spotify
$10.
Family.
I'm on a family
you got
plan.
Yeah.
So here's the other thing about Apple Music. They don't have really a good family plan. So that's why Spotify's better.
I think you can share it, but it has to actually be your family. That's the problem with Spotify. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm in a family with.
You don't have to. My mother-in-law is on our family plan. We
I'm
just
talking
put her
Spotify
address.
family plan.
Yeah, she's on our Spotify family
So
plan.
I'm saying you don't need that in Spotify. In Apple, I
Oh.
think you actually have to be in a family.
You pay double for it too, which is
Yeah.
you think you're going to save money, but with Apple, it's no, you'll just double the
I'm in a
price.
family with.
So it only makes sense if you have more than 2 people.
I'm in a family with 2 friends, and we are. I just said put my address as your address.
Yeah.
And
Well,
That's kind of how I feel.
that's fair. I think that's a good thoughtful.
what other things do you guys cheat the system in? Let's go down that road, shall we?
I don't, dude. I've never broken a law in my life.
I'm a big time family plan subscriber. to people that aren't in my family.
We kind of have a system with the in-laws with like all the streaming services because
That's what you
they
gotta
have
do.
a bunch.
Otherwise, it's
We
too
have
expensive.
a few. Yeah. And we just
We
kind of
have-
give each other passwords.
We've got the Disney Plus bundle and something else, and then brothers got HBO, parents have Netflix. We make it all work.
Yeah. Kay in the chat saying, like 6 years ago, a friend gifted me a year of Spotify Premium. He cursed me. I can never go back to ads.
Yeah.
I've
Kind
been-
of a mean gift.
Absolutely.
Kind of a mean gift.
I've been
Yeah, then
asking
you're-
for like the past like 5 years for just somebody to pay for my Spotify membership for a year. Like, I want that for Christmas. I think it's
It's a
great.
good gift.
I didn't know, or I had totally forgotten to this point that you could get Spotify for free with ads. Like I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
Because
know
I just
it was
paid
possible.
for
yeah.
it for so long.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever used as soon as the beta version of whatever the paid version came out, I was instant. I was like, I'm not doing ads.
Right, 'cause
No,
I was-
Pandora sucker.
I was paying to like get digital versions of the albums, and then I was like,
Yeah.
oh wait, I can pay $10 a month and have everything at my access.
The
That's
thingies.
totally worth it.
Yeah. Molly's in the chat saying, I know so many people that still use
Molly.
Pandora and I don't understand it. Pandora.
Let me
I mean,
tell
I guess
you.
it's
Look,
free, but
It's free.
Yeah, but you can
it's
get a
like
free
using the
version of
iPod
Spotify.
Shuffle when you have Spotify available to you,
can,
right now.
You can still use Spotify for free. You just get ads, but you get to pick what you want to listen
Right.
to.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
thing I
not
can't
getting to
stand about
pick, it's-
Pandora.
Now,
And like with
there
Pandora,
are-
you get only like 3 skips an hour.
You get and you have to listen to stations.
there are a lot of people that really do just listen to music as background, like put it on. I don't want to make a decision. So I kind of understand that. There's like Amy's a big radio person, as in Spotify radio, not AM, FM. That would be insane. But she likes to just put something on and not have to make choices, which I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still a little insane, but not as insane as AM, FM. If you're still listening to AM, FM radio, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, guys.
I listen to FM sports talk radio.
Well,
when I'm
that's
in the
different.
car.
I'm talking if you're listening to like Z1077 because that's the music,
Z1077.
or
I used to listen to-
106.5.
I used to listen to Z1077 on my Walkman at night because I wasn't allowed
Heck
to
yeah.
listen to that kind of music.
Ooh, sneaky.
Mhm.
You sneaky
waiting
bastard.
for Eminem's Mockingbird to come on.
Yeah, waiting for.
What a.
It took me like a whole month to find out what "Yeah" was called because I just had heard it a couple times, and I had always been trying to get to the point where I heard it on the radio, and they went to commercial break, and then they came back and they're like, "That was Yeah" by Usher, Ludacris, and Lil Jon. But it took me a month to get to that point.
I remember
And
sitting in a
that,
friend's,
kids,
I remember
is
sitting in
how-
a friend's
oh.
basement listening to the radio waiting for Over and Over Again by Nelly featuring
Oh,
Tim McGraw to come on.
Ugh.
And
wow,
we,
you just
hate that
unlocked a
song.
memory for me.
we
Oh.
waited and it came
Over
on and
and
my
over
friend was like,
again.
"God, shut up!"
And
we
then
just
you gotta,
sat there
like-
and listen to it.
Well, you
And
try
then
to wait until that song comes on, and then you try to record it on a tape,
Right.
so you can have it.
You know what blew my mind was the first time someone told me you could type in lyrics into Google and it would tell you what song it was, and my life has never been the same since. That was like probably 2004.
What?
I was like, no
I can find
freaking
anything
way.
on the internet.
I don't have to wait for it. God, we're old.
Yeah. Well, moving on. There's other big news coming out is that Warner Brothers is apparently interested in making more Harry Potter films. They've been reaching out to J.K. Rowling. They want to get her blessing in order to do this. But I think, is there like one book that came out after the series
It was
of books?
it was
It was a
technically
play.
a play.
It's like
Yeah.
Okay.
The
And
Cursed
it
Child.
Sucked. It sucked.
Okay, so it sucked. So confirmed, it sucked.
Here's what I would be cool with, and I think this is part of the question. You're
Mhm.
basically asking, how do we feel about this?
Yeah, how do you feel about it? First,
There's
and
only
foremost?
one.
If-
There's only one movie that I would be okay with. Go ahead, Kevin.
Oh, well, I wasn't even talking movie. I would be okay with if they wanted to give it the HBO miniseries treatment and make every
Mm.
book, a small season so we could really get the nitty gritty details right. Because that was the biggest complaint that I had with movies 4 through 7. Just not enough time
Yeah.
to get through everything, especially 6 and 7.
Well,
If we could get episodes to really dig into like specific topics. But
well,
yeah,
in 4, they left out some crucial points of the book that like actually mattered.
Well, and
just
they
kinda
did
like
in
glazed over.
and in 6, spoiler, if you haven't read Harry Potter by this point. I'm good for you, honestly. In 6, they skipped the entire battle scene at the end, which is a giant portion of the book. And I don't know. I'd be for that if they wanted to recast it, do it right, not cut corners. But movies, I'm kind of out on.
I'm out on.
Movie.
Go ahead.
I'm out on all movies except for one idea that I saw, and it would have to be done this way: a Snape origin story.
Yes,
with Adam Driver.
Ooh.
Yes, I've heard that
That'd be
theory,
cool.
and I'm so.
Now, would J.K. Rowling allow that since it's an American playing Snape? I don't know, but she needs to get over herself because the last few things
What
she's
if
created
we
has
just-
sucked.
What if we just did this without J.K. Rowling because she kind of sucks?
She's kind of the worst.
What if we can just move on from her?
Well, here's what you guys are talking about. Like, you want to see like a remade, you want to see a prequel. Not me. I
don't
want
want
sequel.
other. You
I
want
want a
sequels to what?
sequel, and I want it to be like just fucking boring. Like, I want it to be just like them like having like living their everyday lives, and they're like adults, and they're like kids go to Hogwarts, and it's all about just like their like very mundane normal person life in London.
I
And
think
it's
I
good
would
to see
like.
17,
Potter,
obviously.
like if Harry Potter did This Is 40.
Or like a multicam sitcom where it's
You
just
want Succession
with
in
a
the
laugh
Wizarding
track.
World. You want
Yeah.
Succession of Wizarding World.
like
in
Harry
London.
is like shopping for Christmas presents. What's his wife's name when they get married?
Ginny.
Jenny. Harry's shopping for Ginny. She wants this one
Ginny.
thing. He accidentally buys the wrong thing. It's the night before Christmas. How's he ever going to go back out there and find what she wants? And it's just like this whole like kind of Jingle All the Way situation. But it's him using his magic
I'm
at the
for
same
it.
time to try to like manipulate the
like-
situation.
The Wizarding
I want
World
that.
isn't less mundane because there's magic. There's still mundane, and it's beautiful in a weird kind of way. I'm into that.
I just want normal life.
Give me a movie about adult wizards
Yeah.
doing like. I never felt like the main characters, Harry, Ron, Hermione, whatever, even though they were they were like 18 by the end and adults, they never were still like on a wizarding level of a lot of the adults in the film. So show me what the adults do. Show me adult magic in the least creepy way.
So what you're saying is you want an adult film with wizards.
Yes.
Got it.
I want show me the Ministry of Magic adults.
Adults only. Adults only wizards.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
obviously NC-17.
Obviously.
Yeah,
There,
that's
it
what
didn't
I'm
even need to be said.
But I'm glad we said it.
Oh, man. So you might get, you be on the lookout for that. Just, if you're subscribed to Variety like Tom, just be on the lookout. Maybe they're going to make some more Warner Brothers Harry Potter
That was
movies.
such a ricochet.
Anyways, last thing to talk about. Big trailer this week. Big trailer. I know you guys are really excited about it. John Wick Chapter 4 trailer. You excited?
Let's go. Very excited.
Let me ask you a question, though. Trailer
No.
looks cool. I'm going to ask it. Are we
gonna say no.
reaching that John Wick is overdone territory?
No.
No.
I do.
I don't think so.
I feel
No.
that way.
Well,
You felt that way.
You
since
felt
the
that
first
way
one.
after 2. Yeah.
I feel like everyone else is trying to be John Wick, and as long as it's
Correct.
actually John Wick, I'm cool with it.
Okay.
But I'm excited for the Ana de Armas spinoff series.
That's yeah.
She's
I'm
she's
not-
cool.
I'm
having
not-
a big time moment. I don't really care about it.
I'd rather her just
But-
be in the John Wick movies, to
Yeah,
be completely
that's what I
honest
would
with
prefer.
you.
Is
That's
she
how I
not
felt
in
about
them?
that. I don't think so.
I
no.
don't think she is. No.
Not yet.
So I'm not
Halle
into,
Berry was in the last one, but I don't think Anna de Armas was.
Oh, Bill
Yeah.
Skarsgård's in this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I don't know how excited I am for like the spin-offs, but the John Wick to me is like Mission Impossible. Just keep
Mhm.
as long as you keep pumping them out and their quality. I know what they are,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
it's not overdone for me.
Here's one
So,
thing I will ask of John Wick. Keep it simple. I don't want it to get too complicated. That's what made the first couple so good. It was just the simplicity of it. Man versus other men, killing those men because puppy, and
Simple.
taking down the system.
I will give you to Kenny's point. I watched the trailer and I saw some of the fight scenes, and I was like, "This looks like what I've seen before." And you know what? I'm okay with that.
Guys, I gotta go.
You gotta go? Oh! Oh!
We just gotta go to the hospital. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Oh!
No way!
But we'll
Sound the
find out.
alarm!
Bye.
Congratulations,
I made Kenny
baby.
the host, so
This
I'll
is
see y'all
nuts.
later.
All right. So, Tom, thank you so much. Good luck. Many prayers, blessings, safe travels.
Good luck. Tom,
Hope everything
text
goes
us if we need
smoothly.
to get your... He's gone.
All right.
All
So
right.
here's what I'm going to say real quick in regards to this whole Tom situation. I'm watching the clock. All right. They're going to the hospital now. There is a good chance we may not have a baby until after midnight. And if
Yeah.
so, I was right. And I just want to point that out.
Wow, my Tuesday thing looks dumb right now.
Yeah, you look stupid. You look like an idiot.
I don't know. I've heard, first labors can be like 72 hours. So,
Yeah.
Let's hope that doesn't
first
happen
kids-
for
right.
Laura.
No, I'm hoping that it pops out today.
Yeah. After
Don't
midnight,
say pop
best
out.
case scenario. But like whatever,
they're-
honestly, like whatever
Best
is
case scenario.
easiest on Laura is what I want.
Right.
Best
I
case
hope she's not
scenario-
in labor for very long. So, I hope if they're going to the hospital, that's what all that means and everything
I
goes smoothly.
am just so excited that it happened while we were on air.
Dude, I'm so. What if it's not
Content,
happening
baby.
and he's just like, this is gonna be good for content? And he's like,
Oh,
guys,
dude, then he's a,
gotta
he's
go.
I don't think he'd do that.
No, he
I don't
wouldn't.
think he would
He's
either,
too.
but I
Tom is
hope
too
he
much
does.
of a good guy. Like Tom wouldn't lie for content.
I don't think Tom lies ever.
Yeah.
That's what I like to think.
I don't think has he ever told a lie? Doubt
He's
it.
better than us.
Doubt it. Oh man, well, congrats, Tom. Well, that kind of sucks though because this is the portion of the show where Tom does
Right
anniversaries.
When we needed him. Well, you know what? We've talked a lot already.
Well,
We
here's
could
what I'm
probably
going to do. I haven't looked any up, and I'm just going to do this real quick, and then we'll wrap up for the day. I'm going to do off the top of my head anniversaries.
Love this.
November of 5 years ago, so that would be November 2017.
Let's fact check you.
I want to say
Only the brave.
Manchester by the Sea. Making that up.
2017?
no, that's 2016.
Um,
Blade Runner 2049. I
No,
feel like that was October.
that was pre-marriage for me
Premarital movie.
I got one for you.
because Kate hasn't seen
No,
it.
wait.
So
That's not right. Thor Ragnarok?
Thor Ragnarok. There you go.
Yes.
2017. Got
Yes.
it. All right. So November.
because Kate and I saw that the week before we got married.
All right. November 2012? Skyfall. Look it up.
I thought that was October.
Nope, it's November.
No, it was in November.
November 2012.
Thanksgiving release.
So
Yeah.
good. Best
All right.
James Bond movie.
And here's where it's going to get tough. 25 years ago, November 1997.
Land Before Time. Airbud.
Jingle All the Way.
Flubber.
Flubber.
Well, there you go. There's Tommy's movie.
I mean, I don't know if
anniversary.
that's true, actually. I just said it.
We're going with it. Don't fact check.
Flubber.
Okay. All right.
Flubber. Hardly know her.
Okay.
Anyways, let's wrap it up. We've had a good time. We're just under an hour, guys. I want to thank you so much for hanging out, guys. We're gonna be back next week, so we were only able to do one this week, and then next week will kind of be our last week for another while. So we'll do at least 2 next week. So please join us on Twitch, twitch.tv/CineBoiz. If you're hanging out in the chat, you're just lurking, never really been a part of our community before, just say hi before we go. So we want to say hi back, and also maybe give us a follow. Absolutely free. Doesn't cost you a damn dime. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram at the CineBoiz, social media. And then also
Follow
of
us on
course,
Twitter while you still can.
while you still can. Also,
you
look
still
out for other CineBoiz handles that aren't us. That did happen.
Yeah. Also, quick question. Did you either of you look up Flubber's release date?
No.
No.
November 26, 1997.
Oh
Let's
my
go.
God.
We're just so
go.
we're
It was
so
actually
good.
November.
We're like the Rain Men of like.
I was just naming
Movie
other
dates.
movies in that era. I had no idea.
How that's insane. You should
R.I.P.
go. You should
Robin.
go buy a lottery ticket today because of how lucky.
Yeah,
you
the
are.
$1 billion one just got. Yeah, I feel like I'm too late.
That would have been nice.
And if I was a billionaire, we'd all be billionaires.
If you're saying if you were a billionaire, you would make us billionaires.
Yeah, technically, but I wouldn't. I just say
Yeah.
I would and then I wouldn't.
I'm happy
You know.
to accept
Billionaire
the gift,
speak.
but
Billionaire speak.
yeah,
Say
I'm
things
happy.
and then never do them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so be sure to follow us on social media. Also, be sure to check out corkbats.com. Like I said, we're going to have a few movie reviews coming out over the next week. I think we should have 3 in total. So we kind of had time off from doing that, so we got to catch back up. And then you can also follow Corkbats on social media at Corkbats on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Be sure to also check out youtube.com/Corkbats, where you can find our episodes on Mondays when they do post to YouTube. So check that out. And of course, we are a podcast: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast. It's free, and you'll get alerts whenever we drop a new episode on Mondays. That's all I got, guys. You got anything else you want to say?
Sure don't.
Well, I'm going to say early congratulations to Tom having a baby right after midnight on November the 13th, 2022.
Baby
So,
Tom.
Congratulations to Tom. And guys, have a great rest of your day.
Man,
Look at that.
Baby Tom.